On the phone mode, you're going to see a white box with 3 dots that says Away. That's the nickname you put in earlier. If you tap on that white box, a drop down will show up. Now, mine's got some customers in there that I have done work on. Yours is simply going to say Home and Away. All right, we want to tap on the word Home and it will fill in the white box. And then we're going to drag it up. Once you have the word Home in the screen, you'll still be seeing video on your window, but that video is actually still coming through the Away network, through the internet. Put your finger on the word Home and drag it up to the video window and let go of it. That will refresh the screen and you'll be looking at Home on your computer, and it will be an instantaneous change. It won't be going through the internet and taking its time like mine is now. At any time, if you're watching this and you lose your cameras and you see coffee cups in the window, but you see the word Away, that means you were out, you lost a signal, you came back into data coverage, but the cameras dropped off. And you see those coffee cups in the bottom right. The whole window will look like that. If you see those in all your windows, but you do see the word Away, put your finger on Away, drag it up, and let go of it. That'll refresh them and you'll be back in business. We're going to go to a Windows computer. We can always use Mac computers, but lately there's a release that was sent out by Mac, and for some reason the plugin, it won't identify and put in all parts of the plugin. So once you're on your computer, you want to go and open Internet Explorer. If you've got a new Windows computer, Internet Explorer won't be immediately visible. At the bottom you'll see a dark blue E, but if you hold your mouse over it, it will tell you that it's Microsoft Edge. You don't want that. You want Internet Explorer. So go to the search bar and type in Internet Explorer, or if you don't see a search bar but you see your little Windows icon, right click on that and click search, and again it'll take you to the same place. If you've got an older computer, Windows Internet Explorer will be probably readily visible. If not, you can search for it just like this in your Windows area. Internet Explorer, now it'll pop up above. Internet Explorer has a gold halo and it is a light blue E. Right click that icon and click Pin to Taskbar. That'll stick it down at the bottom for the session and future use. So we're going to open that up. And we're going to go to the website that's listed on the instruction sheet, last page, autonat.com, AUTONAT.com. And we're going to hit enter. On the first line, I've erased it, but the first line will probably say enter QR code. That's going to be the unique number that we copied from the last page of your instructions or the cardboard box. Make sure that you're entering zeros as zeros and O's as O's. Zeros have a line through them. Username, admin, password 654321. Click the login screen. The first time you go into the page on Internet Explorer, it's going to ask you to download 1 or possibly 2 plugins. So we're going to follow the instructions and click here. We're going to download it and run it. And we're going to give it permission to run. Usually you're going to see a little shield pop up at the bottom, or it may just go onto your screen and ask for permission. Click the shield, it'll ask for permission, tell it yes. Watch for a black window to pop up and scroll through, and you'll know it installed. At that point, go up and hit the refresh button on your browser. It will either take you to video, or it's going to ask you to install a second plugin. Some computers require one and some 2. On ours, it takes 2. So now the plugin request is going to be in a little different spot. We're going to click it and follow the same steps. Again, click the shield, and again, approve the installation. Like before, refresh the screen, and we should see an allow button pop up. You may see that on the first download too. I don't. I guess I've already allowed it in a previous installation. Click the Allow button. It'll take you into the video of your cameras. Like the phone, it starts off in a lower resolution mode. If you want to make it a little more pleasing to view, go to the top Windows gear, not local settings, the Windows gear, and go to Zoom and put it on 75%. That'll kind of stretch it out and usually put it all in one screen. On the right, we see Substream, Mainstream. Mainstream will clear the video up. At the bottom, you have a little grid indicator. You can put 4 on a screen. And if you want, you can use the All Mainstream to clear them all up at one time. We're not going to worry about video right now. We're going to go up and click on Function Panel. Now, at some point, some of you are going to have a DVR that looks like this when you go into the remote settings. This does not give you a network box, and you are not going to be able to identify the local IP address. Your two options, 3 options, are going to be enter the router and look for the address if you know how. The MAC address for the control box or DVR will start with 0018 Adam Edward. You can find the local address, and if you're a tech and you want to go in and give it a static IP reservation, you can do that as well. That's all we do when you call. Secondly, if you don't want to call us and you want to get up and running, you can take a computer monitor, not a laptop, a monitor, or a small TV with an HDMI cable to the barn, plug it into the unit with a mouse, and find it. I might have covered this earlier, but just go to the settings, bottom left corner, settings, go to the network area. The block will say TCP IP. Go to that. You'll be able to find the local IP address of your unit. Thirdly, you can give us a call. If you're going to call us, you want to make sure you know the user password for the administrative functions of your router. It is usually a factory default. If you're not sure, give us a call. We'll try to get in. But if we can't, you're going to have 2 options. One, get a hold of the internet company if it's their router, or reset your unit if you know the default login information on your Wi-Fi, and then it'll use the factory defaults for the admin or admin password. That's what it usually is. So if you've got this window, it's not going to work. I'm going to pause this and get to a window that will. Okay, I've reopened this unit in the local mode. As I said, some of you will see that window just like I have where you can't get to it. But most of you with these later models are going to see a window just like this. The remote login function window and the local look identical. So what I've done is I've put my unit on the local address. If you look at the address bar, it's not AutoNet any longer, it's the local, but that's okay. For informational purposes, yours will look like this. On this screen, you're going to go to the Network tab and identify TCP IP. Click on that, and in the top line, a little bit grayed out, it will give you the local IP address of the control unit DVR on your network. It's also going to show you the gateway address at the bottom. This is your router. You want to write down and note this IP address. In this case, mine is 192.168.1.2. Now that you're lucky enough to have identified the local address, I'll show you while we're in front of the computer how to use that. And then we'll go to the phones and I'll show you how to plug that in. On your computer, in the top address line, this is up here, you want to enter the local IP address. Now, on mine, I've entered it. Sometimes if you hit the enter key, you're going to go to a Bing search engine. What I always tell people is if you look to the far right side of this address bar, you'll see an arrow that points to the right. When you hold over it, it will say go to, and it will give you that IP address. Click on that. If that didn't work, or you don't want to do that, or you don't see that error, you can always go back and enter the http:// and then the IP address. But anyway, we're going to hit enter, and usually it's going to take you into a screen requiring you to put one additional plugin in. Do it just like before, refresh your screen, and you'll be into your cameras. Like before, it goes to a lower resolution mode. This is in case you're in an area where you have a bad signal, although at home this is highly unlikely. So go down to the right side here and click on mainstream to clear them up. And again, you can zoom in, move it around. This is on my house. I don't have the barn camera hooked up, so we're just using this for a demo. We can go down to the bottom left corner and click the grid, and we can show up, in this case, 2 cameras. Camera number 2 is still in low res, so I can click on that and put it in high resolution if I want to see them all a little better. If I double tap in that, it should stay in high res. If it doesn't, click on mainstream. And same goes, you can have the ability to zoom in. Now, we're done with the computer aspect of this. We've identified the local IP address, or we've figured out that we can't identify the local IP address. If you did identify the local IP address, you're going to want to go back to your phones. So we're going to pause this. I'm going to move back to phone mode so I can show you how to enter that. And like before, when we were testing it, we're going to go hit the little man in the top left corner. We're going to click on server list. And once it goes into server list, we're going to click the little plus symbol in the top right corner. Now, we're back to the add a device page. We're going to enter our local IP address in the top line. Yours is going to be different from mine. We're going to give it the nickname home. The reason, it only works at home. The user is going to be admin, and the password is going to be 654321 for you. Done. And we're going to click play or save. Now, I always click save. It'll take you back to the device page. It'll list both of them. You'll see a QR code there. And in the future, you can leave your page, your phone, on the server page, and you can scan other phones off of those QR codes. To do that, if you go to the add a device page, you see a minus sign in brackets right here. If you tap on that, it opens up a camera scanner. Scan the codes off of your phone, and it will program their phone. You'll have to change the name on the second line and add in the password, but it will grab the numbers just as they are. Now, if you ever go back into this device to get the local numbers for somebody else, you can do so on the server page with the edit feature, but you're going to see the local IP address has :80 added to the end of it. You do not enter that part. The phone will put that on there for you. If you add that when you program somebody else's phone, it's not going to work. It's going to have :80:80. Just enter the IP address only. So you can go to the server list, or we can click play. In my case, I'm just going to click play. Now we're back to the phone. It should be working in the home and in the away settings. Now, if you want to change modes from home to away, you just tap the white box with the drop down. Okay, so we're going to change from away to home. We're going to drag home up to refresh it. And now operation is just like before. Double tap it to go to one window. Tap it once for your screen icons, or we're going to select the mountain and the moon. We're going to make sure it's on super. Mine already is. And now we can go full screen if we go sideways. It's as simple as that. For those of you who couldn't find your cameras on the phone or computer, or you had no luck getting the local address set in your phone, you can give us a call. We'll remote in and take care of that. We like to do it when you call in, but sometimes it requires an appointment. Please download TeamViewer on the computer and Eclipse Live on the phone. Thank you. If you are one of those people who is still having trouble finding your cameras, please give us a call. We'll remote in and try to help you get them going. Before you do, please read through the instructions, download TeamViewer 10 from our website, and put the app onto your phone. We'll try to get you when you call in, but many times we have to schedule a call back. Thank you and have a good day.